Hello, welcome again to this channel, and in this video I want to share a very serious thought, very important thought with you. And as you can see, the topic is very clear: first aid. Why bother? So that is the question. Why do you have to bother about first aid? First aid is a very common household term. It is very popular. Everybody talks about first aid, and as a result of that, many people have trivialized this all-important concept. So I want to answer this question, very important: why do you have to bother? Or maybe I can put it in another way: must you bother about first aid? So in this video, I will answer this. I will attempt to answer this, and I'm sure that at the end of this video you will see the need to take first aid very seriously. You will see the need of putting everything, making every effort to acquire all the necessary skills needed to provide first aid to anybody in need of it. Okay, before we proceed, please do not forget to hit the subscribe button. Very important. You can also like the video, you can share it. It is all about life. Okay, so let us go. First aid, the fact. Most probably, many people think that first aid is needed only for employment reasons. Many people think like that. Maybe you are one of the people who think that first aid is only needed for job. It's only needed for employment, right? Okay, let's see. However, the truth is that first aid skills are required for life-saving reasons. All right? So that is actually the mindset. Okay, the mindset should be that first aid skills are needed to save lives. Yes, you need it to get a job, you may need it at a place of work, but the primary reason, the main reason why you need first aid skills is to save life. First aid is an important action given or taken to save life. So, first aid, a necessity. Of course, necessity is something that you can do without. Something that is so important that without it, you may not exist. Alright? That is what you call necessity. Like the air we breathe, the water we drink, these are all necessities. Life itself is a necessity. Generally, an emergency is an unplanned or sudden incident or event which requires an immediate action. An emergency is an unplanned or sudden incident or event which requires an immediate action. Emergency can happen anywhere and anytime. So emergency can happen anywhere, anytime, not necessarily at work only. It can happen in the kitchen area, it can happen in the bedroom, it can happen outside, inside, in the car, on the road, in the air, on the sea, anywhere. Okay? Emergency can happen at midnight, can happen early morning, in the afternoon, when nobody expects, while eating, after eating, when relaxing, when watching television, when watching soccer, when watching basketball. It can happen anytime, even when nobody expects it to happen. So, this is the reason why first aid is considered a necessity. It highlights the necessity, the fact that emergency can happen anytime, anywhere, highlights the necessity, the importance, the imperativeness of first aid, thus underpinning the importance of first aid course and skills. Okay? First aid is an immediate, so we're talking about what actually is first aid. So simply, first aid is an immediate action taken to lessen the impacts of an emergency. It is an emergency care given to someone who is injured or ill. So that is according to Heart and Stroke First Aid Reference Manual 2015. So goals, what are the goals of first aid? So when you perform first aid, when you give that first aid to somebody, what do you really want to achieve? So first aid is given for the following objectives. Okay, to preserve the life of the person in emergency, to prevent injury or illness from worsening, to promote recovery of the person in emergency. So again, that is taken from Heart and Stroke First Aid Reference Manual 2015. So those are the 3 P's in first aid. Preserve life, prevent more injury, promote recovery. First aid course. First aid course offers one the opportunity to learn the necessary skills to care and support a person who is in emergency. So the course, okay, first aid course, okay, offers you, the student, the participant, the opportunity to learn the necessary skills to care and support a person who is in emergency. Typically, the course is retaken every 3 years. The bottom line, first aid, the bottom line. Life is priceless but short. That is the bottom line. That is the fact of life. You can't argue that. Life is priceless. Life has no value attached. You can't buy it. It's invaluable. It's so important that nothing can buy it. You can't purchase it. So it's priceless, but it is very short. Emergency can happen anytime and anywhere. We have seen that already. It can happen so suddenly, okay, unplanned. It can happen. It can show up anytime. It can show up anywhere, even when you don't expect, even when nobody expects. It can happen. Even at the most memorable time in one's life, it can happen. It can just pop up. It can just happen, directly or indirectly. If not to you, it may be somebody who is their neighbor, somebody who is their friend, co-worker, a passerby, somebody. So it can show up anytime and anywhere. Knowing what to do during emergency instills confidence. So if emergency comes knocking, if emergency shows up, and you know what to do, you know how to respond to that, of course that will still instill, that will give you more confidence. Knowing what to do during emergency gives you more confidence. So that's the reason why you should do everything necessary to acquire the skill, to get yourself prepared, to get ready, because emergency can happen even when you least expect it. So the bottom line continue. The basic care you give to someone in emergency, that person in need, that person who had just been involved in emergency, that little, that small, that basic care you give to that person may be all he or she needs to preserve his or her life. That's it. It may be little, it may be insignificant in the eyes of somebody, it may mean nothing, but that basic care, that thing you call first aid that you give in time of emergency may be so important that is actually what that person needs to stay alive. So it is very important. It is very crucial. It is very imperative. Alright? We must act swiftly, promptly, on time, not wasting time when emergency happens. We must help. We must offer some help, and we must do that very, very quickly, because emergency, if not attended to, may end somebody's life or even worsen the situation. So springing up and doing something to lessen the impact of emergency is a great thing to do. Therefore, any time, effort, energy, money one spent to acquire the necessary first aid skills is not a waste at all. Any time, whether it is a 2-day course, 1-day course, 16 hours, 8 hours, or you spend some time reading the manual, putting all the effort to know what to do, that is not a waste of time at all. It is not a waste of effort at all, because, of course, emergency can happen anytime, and that little effort, that little basic care is very, very important. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for taking the effort. I cannot thank you enough for taking the effort to acquire the essential skills to provide first aid. I cannot thank you enough. Thank you so much. It is a right action in the right direction. What you are doing, you may not understand until when you provide that basic care, until when the need arises, when you now go back and recollect and pick that skill. Those skills you're going to learn in this course. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Please, before you go, remember to subscribe, so you'll be notified when I upload new videos. Okay? New videos are coming. Even after this course, you still need to maintain the skills. You still need to refresh your memory. So it may be a 3 minutes clip, it may be 4 minutes, it may be very short, but the most important thing is that you need to refresh your memory. So by the time you subscribe and I upload any new video, you will get notified, and all you need is just spend little time and refresh your memory. So please do that. Thank you so much. And also remember to like the video, share it to friends, to family members, and also encourage them to subscribe. Thank you, and see you again next time. Bye-bye.